and welcome to Bingley. Today we are going on a waterfall hunt to find Goit Stock. Join us. And this is where we're starting from, in the centre of Bingley. This is Bingley Pool. This is the place that I learned to swim, because I grew up in Bingley. I lived here for about 17 years. Sadly, Bingley Pool closed about a year ago. But I spent a lot of time here as a child. Couldn't get me out of this pool. That's the centre of Bingley over there. And this is Myrtle Park, another place that I spent a lot of time as a child. It's about 21 degrees today. Lovely weather for a walk. And the reason we're doing this walk from Bingley instead of Harden, which would be a little closer, is so I can witter on about nostalgic nonsense. I have nothing to say about Harden. Nothing. There's a garden centre there. But I've got plenty to say about Bingley. There used to be a little play area up to the left, with a slide coming out of a wagon, where we used to sit with our bottles of strawberry and kiwi flavour 2020. And I used to come here to bonfire night and firework displays every year, just in this field here, and all kinds of sporting events. And they used to have little local music festivals on here, with local bands, and that little music festival grew up to be the Bingley Music Festival, attracting the likes of James and the Pixies. James and the Pixies playing in Bingley. Never would have imagined that when I was a kid. This is the River Aire. We used to have a duck race here. I don't know if they still do. If you don't know what a duck race is, it's where they chuck a load of bath duckies into the river and you sponsor one, and then you follow them downstream to the finish line, which I think was in Saltaire, and they check the numbers on the bottom of the bath duckies to see if you won. Great fun. I always wanted to be one of the kayakers that rescued the duckies when they got stuck under trees. Maybe one day I'll get to live my dream. Duck races are great. You should go to one if you haven't. Oh, there's chickens. Hello, ladies. And this is Begfoot Bridge. I used to go paddling in here when I was a kid. Almost while swimming. There's very limited parking in Harden, and I'm not sure where I can advise you to park in Bingley, because I've parked at my parents' house. You can't park there, they're not your parents. And my dad actually gave me a lift down to the centre of Bingley. Does that make me lazy? Gotta take a free ride where you can get one, right? Random trampoline. Okay. Might have some balls flying at my head now. Into the woods. Oh, it's a lot of up. And the reason that I'm back in Bingley today is because it's Father's Day. So I'm going out with my parents this evening to eat a lot of food. I think it's about 2 miles to Goit Stock this way. And rain is forecast at about 2 o'clock. So I'm hoping that we make it before it starts raining. And then thunderstorms are predicted for later. But I'm hoping the forecast will scare some of the people away from this waterfall today and make it nice and quiet, because apparently it gets very busy these days. I actually just saw a deer. Sorry I didn't film it. Didn't have the camera out. Maybe there'll be another deer. Loads of wild garlic around here. Lovely. Welcome to Goit Stock Falls. Can I swim in it? Well, that was refreshing. That is a very deep plunge pool. I can see why that's popular with jumpers. And there is quite a current there. And I was just sticking to the shallows. So maybe don't swim here if you don't really know what you're doing. That one's probably deep enough to swim in too. And there's the viaduct. I'm so tempted to carry on and complete the 6-mile circular, but I gotta go for dinner with my parents now. So I'm gonna retrace my steps back to the centre of Bingley. I'll leave a link to the full walk in the description so you guys can do it if you want to. Squirrel! Well, that was a lovely swim at Goit Stock Waterfall. I'm back at Myrtle Park now, and I was gonna swim in the air, but I can hear thunder. So I think it's time to call the dad taxi and go and eat lots of food. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye. There was a fun fair in this park once, and I went on one of the rides with a friend, and she threw up all over the people below. True story. I've done dance performances on that bandstand for events. Doesn't look big enough now. I must have been quite little as a child.